Hi all, today we will discuss Java full stack latest interview questions. So this will be combinations of Java with a Spring Boot microservice AWS cloud Kafka with UI front end. So this is the combinations of all the technology they ask: core Java, front end, back end, middleware, version control, cloud technology, DevOps, CI/CD, testing, securities, problem solving, and soft skill. So this is the combination of all the round which I collected for the real-time interview questions for the full stack. So in that, all the tools, DevOps, pipelines, and all will consider here. So the first question they ask, what are the key features of Java? And the second is explain the difference between abstract class and interface. So in all the questions, mostly they ask real-time examples with the programming. So how we will create a abstract class and how we will create an interface and what is the basic difference why we are creating this. The next question is how does garbage collector work in Java? Can we define where we have created a garbage collectors or declared the garbage collector? The next question is what is the main principles of object oriented programming? So when to use object oriented programming and what all are the oops features we used in our real programming or project. The next question is describe the use of final keyword. When to use final keyword and why we are using final keyword. So these type of questions they ask for the core Java as a fresher level interview questions. And the next is if you are going for the full stack, then they may ask this front end interview questions related for this. So the front end they ask what is DOM, document object model, how does it related for front end, why we are using DOM in front end development. The next question is how do we handle asynchronous operation in JavaScript? And they ask the next questions they ask explain the purpose of CSS box model and its component. And the next question is what is responsive web design and why we are using for this responsive web design? Why it is essential for modern application? And the next question is compare and contrast React, Angular, and Vue.js front-end framework. So suppose if you are working with the React.js or you know React or Angular, so they may ask what is the comparison between this and what all those things is a difference. So this type of questions also they asked, and this then the backend interview questions is these all are related for the fresher interview questions. So they may ask only basic of all the technology which is required if you are going for the Java with full stack. So the backend interview questions: what is the role of server side framework like a Spring or a Spring Boot in Java full stack development? Server side framework we have a Spring or a Spring Boot features when to use and why we are using. How does design and implement RESTful API service? The next question they ask explain the concept of connection pooling and its significant in database management. So suppose if you are creating any applications, how we are using connection pooling and how it's significant in database management. The next question is how to optimize database query for better performance. And the next question is what is the advantage using caching mechanism like Redis or Memcache. So these all are related for backend. If you are working as a backend with full stack, so either a Spring Boot or a Spring anything in the backend. Then some questions they ask related middleware and integration interview questions. So these all. So what is the enterprise integration pattern EIP and how they do facilitate seamless communications between? between the applications. So this is the enterprise applications patterns, integration pattern. And the next question, how do we use message broker like Apache Kafka or RabbitMQ ensure reliable message delivery? How we will do that? So if you are working off any others messaging like RabbitMQ, Kafka, JMS or any others, then according to that they will ask interview question based on that. Then explain the purpose and use cases for the Java messaging service JMS and enterprise service bus ESB, enterprise service bus. And the next, this is related for the version control and collaboration interview question. So how does Git helpful in the version control and collaborative development? Describe the typical workflow for the collaborating on the project using Git or GitHub. So if you are working for the Git or any GitHub or Git Bash or any Tortoise or anything, so they ask related for the version control calibration. And what all are the pull requests and how do you promote code review and collaboration? If you are developing any code, so how you are doing this collaboration for the different developers or merging the code in the masters and all. Then the next thing is cloud technology interview questions. So if you are working from any AWS cloud service or any other cloud services, then they ask related for this questions, either AWS, Azure or Google Cloud or anything. So what is the advantage of deploying Java application on cloud such as AWS or Azure? So why we are using, what all are the features and advantage? Explain the principle of scalability and load balancing in cloud environment. How we will balance the load in particular applications once we deployed the application on AWS or any cloud. How does cloud platform handle security concerns for deploying application? So these things they ask. Now the next question is related for CI/CD DevOps interview question. So, what all are the key principles of DevOps? How do they promote collaboration between development and operations team? Describe the concept of CI/CD principles and their role in automate application deployment. And how does containerizations with Docker's enhanced applications scalability and portability? So these all are related for this DevOps CI/CD interview questions with the fresher. So this is mostly based on the fresher interview questions, which is coming from 0 to 2 years of experience, we can say. And some testings related questions, testing and quality assurance interview question. So what is the importance of testing in this software development lifecycle? And what is the difference between unit integrations and end-to-end testing? And if you are working on the development part, so have you created any JUnit Mojitos? How we will use that? So how does testing framework like JUnit Mojito help creating a comprehensive test suite? Now the next is related for security interview questions. So the security related basic interview questions they ask. What are the top security concerns in web application development? Like OWASP top 10. How does you implement data encryption and secure authentication mechanism in Java application? How to authenticate or secure our Java applications? Explain common security vulnerabilities and best practice to protect against them. So these type of how you added the security, what all are the key features in the security, what need to be maintained in the security type of questions they ask. And some of the problem solving related for the programming. So describe your approach to analyze and resolve complex technical issue in Java application. So how you will analyze or resolve the complex technical issue if in any, if you're in any Java applications getting this related scenarios. And the next question is, how does you debugging tools like IDE debuggers, logging framework to identify the fix the bug. So once any issues or any bugs or any exceptions will occur in applications, how you will fix them. So debugging logging framework. So which of the framework you are using, that type of things they ask. And then in if you are freshers, then they will ask some of the soft skills interview questions also. So how do you effectively communicate and collaborate within a development team? And the second is, describe a situations where you adapted to new technology or challenging the project requirement. And the next question is, how do you manage time and handle the project task efficiently? So these all are the questions. This will be asked for the freshers level interview questions with the full stack development. So full stack development will consider Java with the Spring Boot, microservices, front end as a any AWS, sorry, Angular or React, and then cloud will have a AWS or any others. Then we have a middleware as a Kafka or any others. Then version control we have Git. CI/CD we have Jenkins. DevOps CI/CD testing we have JUnit Mockito. And security we have any web security adapters or JWT tokens and all. And the problem solving we can use any of the logging framework debuggers and all. So how we will identify the issues and all in the Java application. So this is the basic things. Once you are going to prepare for the Java full stack fresher level interview questions, then you can take this as a reference. Yeah, thank you.